sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, 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 chat already getting Leo sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, 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 chat already getting. Push back on the ramp, yeah, the stream's about to roll. Flows like a pilot, but the rhythm got that soul. GA pistons humming, feel the throttle when it kicks. Then he jumps into the air, but call him Leo sticks. Biz jet sleek, 737 on the climb. Checklist reading clean, every switch is on time. IFR mind with a V and far swagger, but the landing's on deck. He don't bounce, never stagger. Yeah, Leo sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, boom, room, chat already getting. Leo sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, boom, room, chat already getting. Green light in the chat, steady sipping on it, yeah. Trying to keep it level, but he almost spilled it in his lap. Laughing as we cross check out to meter looking right. Rock say sticks, that boom boom room hitting different tonight. Captain Will rolling in, always dropping that support. OG in the tower, giving love from every port. Community strong like a crew on a long haul. Everybody locked in when Leo makes the call. Yeah, Leo sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, boom, room, chat already getting. Leo sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, boom, room, chat already getting. Comrade Peg, VF arm, Leo's dialed into the flow. Cross checking every column like it's running ATC control. FMC, low decided lock, perf data tight. Flex him said he launches heavy, birth into the night. Intercept the localizer, needle split, then a line. Need a slope alive, he calls it out before the diamond shine. Windshield warning bark, but he rides it like a king. Correcting with precision, rudder inputs clean. Configure on schedule, flash notch by the book. V-ref nail, perfect coming, watch this approach cook. Touchdown stove, stable, man gear kiss with finesse. Leo's land is hit, different auto brakes handle the rest. Yeah. Flight levels climbing, vibes aligning, turbulence ain't stopping nothing. Boom, boom, room, open wide, engines roaring, bases thumping. Vibe some sim, skies lit, and the chat stay fly. Leo hits that autopilot, let the stream glide by. Yeah, Leo sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, boom, room, chat already getting. Leo sticks, 86, hit the switch, we taking flight. Real world flows, checklist tight, cockpit glowing through the night. General aviation, props to the heavies, yeah, he flies it all legit. 10K up, boom, boom, room, chat already getting lit.
Yo, 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 big ups. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday. It's your boy Leo, checking in with you from Tri-Cities. Out in Virginia/Tennessee, where we'll leave Bristol Motor Speedway and head on over for week 10. I was going to say week 7. We already did week 7. Week 10 of our NASCAR corporate transport. Kicking off race weekend, heading out to Kansas Motor Speedway tomorrow for the Cup Series. Tonight we are in the newly released PMDG 737-700 BBJ1 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. As we also kick off the countdown to Flight Sim Expo 2026, where you'll have the opportunity to join me in St. Paul, Minnesota, and check out all of the latest and greatest stuff that we are looking forward to this year for flight sims, both X-Plane, Microsoft alike. So you guys, check in as you step in, and we'll get ready to get this party started. We are signed in to VATSIM. Our call sign for tonight is November 164 Romeo Juliet. No ATC out of Johnson City here. But we'll quickly pick up Indianapolis Center as we head on up the hill and out west to Kansas. So that is what we got today. If we take a quick look at our OFP, we'll be cruising on a westbound at flight level 400, taking a block fuel of 15.7, so we got a little bit of fuelage on board this evening. And not sure, we've got 18 NASCAR officials that will be ferrying out to Kansas this evening. ATC is spotty, but we'll pick up something along the way. All right, we'll get the cams on for you. Tyler is in the house. Big up Tyler. Welcome aboard, my friend. Good to have you. Hope all is well. We'll get our sounds turned up and we'll get ready to step aboard the aircraft here. We'll take a look at the aircraft once we get up and at them. Other than that, I also should probably get my track IR situated. And hope that this thing's act right. I've been having a little bit of issues with my track IR the last couple of days. Alright. Looks like we're good. So let's come down here. We've already linked in our flight plan, I believe. We'll just do it again just to double check. We'll get the tunes down. And let's see. I think we got GPU. Yeah, we got GPU power. We'll go ahead, battery on. GPU power. We'll arm the emergency lights here, and let me start my other software for my light panel. Of course, there's an update, so we'll do that update for that real quick. As we get power established. Update you. Alright, cool, that's updated. And let's see, we'll get nav lights through to on. We'll get logos, no smoking signs. We'll get window heats on as well. Alright, good. We're just waiting on the aircraft to be fully energized. We'll take the time, do a fire test here. 1 and 2, that's the caution. That is fine. We'll come down here, test our oxygen. We've got cargo bay with us again today. And we'll do an annunciator light test. Everything is lighting up as it should. Alright, good. Alright guys, waiting on power to get fully energized here. Tyler says, did you buy more Corona Sunbrew, or are you gonna wait for summer for it? No, I didn't. I had some last week. I've already went through that. But I've got a fridge full of, you know, just the regular Coronas. So I'll be grabbing one of those as we get up and at them. Yeah, just regular Coronas tonight, bro. Alright, up to the 6. We'll get our IRS switches into the nav position. And I'll put you guys here. And I'll move to my FMC so that we can get aligned. We'll go FMC, pause init. We're at KTRI. Is our reference airport. We'll drop that in. We'll jump over to the second page, grab the left GPS position. We'll drop that into the IRS position. Over the route we go. We'll clear out that and we'll go flight plan request from SimBrief. We'll set our payload. And we'll select our route. We'll get fueling from SimBrief. Request refueling. And we're waiting on our route. There it is. We'll load it. And once that loads, we'll execute it. Or activate it, rather. Activate, execute. Alright, we're good there. We'll jump down to our departures. Captain Will is in the house. What's up, bro? He says, hit the like button and drop a sub. Appreciate you, my guy. Pull up my routing here. Alright, no departure coming out of Tri-Cities here. We're going I-bait. So we're looking at runway 23. Alright, so that'll give us a really short taxi. That's right here to our left. Alright, so 23. We'll go departure, select runway 23. No SID. We'll jump back to the index. We'll go arrival. We're looking at the, what is that, the Boss or BQ S8? Coming in the runway 22, but it's saying 22 is not used. It's going to be runway 19er. That's giving us 15 knot crosswind, 3 knot headwind. Actually, 22 would be the better runway, but I guess real world procedure says it's not being used. So we'll have to follow that flow. Let me jump over here and see what it's looking like. Over here, there's runway 19. 19 is the better runway. It's the longer and the wider runway, so we'll take that. So we'll change to 19. And let me see what our approach is. We've got RNAVs coming in there. We'll do the RNAV Yankee because that picks us up, honestly, right off of our arrival. Truth be told, I might can even delete the star as well because the arrival picks up at the same transition as the star. Yeah, that wants us at 12,000 at dawn. But it's at 4,000. We may have to change that approach transition here. We're gonna do the Yankee. And then we'll have to change some altitudes and make sure it's not trying to throw us to circle back to pick up Dons again. Alright, so we're coming in RNAV Yankee 19er, BQS 8. Okay, so I'm guessing our transition is already included without selecting one, because it should be the BQS transition, but I don't see that on this list. So let's just activate that for a second. Approach transition is going to be BQS as well. Let's jump over to our legs page and check that out. Yeah, Don's vector, BQS, so it is trying to throw us for that hold loop. We're going to delete that. According to the arrival, we need to be at 12,000 or above at dawn. Doesn't say anything else. Yeah, BQS we need below 14 and above 12. Alright, so let's do that. So we're gonna go BQS, put you there. And we're gonna go $250, 12,000. We'll pop that in. And Dons we actually need $12,000 as well. And the rest should be all good. And let's just jump into plan mode real quick. And let me just step through the flight plan here and make sure it all looks good. There's our transition there into the approach and the arrival, 12,000. There's Don's and there's the rest. Alright, so that looks good. It doesn't loop us back on doing no BS. I am okay with that. We'll swap you back. Let's see, did we get our fuel? I think we did. So let's go ahead and call for a few passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags.
Alright, while you guys watch the boarding process, I'll complete our
If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a
last
front
bit of
row
stuff here.
bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened.
Captain Will says, what's up with my BFM brother from another mother?
Thank you for
What's up,
observing
bro?
this policy.
D-Champ's in the house. What's good with your D-Champ? Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. Alright, loading our perf data here while you guys enjoy the loading process. Cost index, we're going to use 40. Drop you in there. And we'll get our perf data completed once we finish up here. Alright, we've got our execs coming aboard. Alright, no, like I said, no departure, so we'll give ourselves an initial altitude of, we'll say 13,000. That is fine. we'll jump back aboard. Let's go ahead and go performance. Tri-Cities, we're departing runway 23. We'll import our weights from aircraft. We'll do a flaps 5 departure. Optimal thrust rating. We'll grab our weather 29087. We'll also set that on our altimeter here momentarily. And we will see what we got. All right, not bad. We got a 2 times D-rated takeoff, cell temp 59 degrees. And we'll get that in. We'll go D-rate 2 at 59 degrees. Over to the takeoff page, flaps 5. We'll grab our CG 4.7. V1's 119, rotating at 121. And V2 is 125. Plus 20, that's 145. We'll bug for that on the MCP. Alright, that is all set up. 13,000. Let's get runway heading. Just in case we need it, which we will since there's no LNAV. 230. We're already at 231. That's fine. I will also cycle the flight directors. I didn't manage to get my MCP cam set up, so you guys won't be able to see what I'm doing there. And fueling gets complete, we'll get seatbelt signs on. And we're just about ready to go, gentlemen. One last thing to do, we'll do a stall warning test. Stick shaker's good. Test number 2. Her vibrator's good. Mark airspeed. That's good.
Cabin crew, boarding is now complete.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any remaining ground crew, please leave the aircraft.
Alright, we're good there, and we'll come down and do a GPWS test. Hold that for a couple seconds, and it'll go and cycle through
Glide slope.
Test.
Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Dang, camera. Did I forget to turn the fan on?
Airspeed low.
Hold on, guys. We'll get that back up. We'll get that back up. Alright, we got that fan on, so we got to give that a moment to cool off. I never had it on. But we'll get that back up for you here in a second. Alright. Alright, let's see. We are signed into VASM, so let me see what our auto ATC is saying for our squawk. 2523, so we'll get that put in. (2523) is set, and we'll make sure that that is on standby. All right, good there. Retired firefighter, what's going on, bro? All is well. How about yourself? How about yourself, broski? All right, I think they're all done outside. Yeah, they're all done, so we'll go ahead and get the APU up and running. Aft fuel pump can come on. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. All right, APU's coming up. All right, good to go there. We'll come down here. We'll go ground options. But before we do that, swap over to the APU. We'll set 40,000 on our pressurization here. Landing altitude is 757. So we'll go 800, that's fine. All of that is good. We'll release the ground power. We'll ensure that our park brake is set. There we go. And we'll get the chocks here in a moment. We'll close all of our doors. And we will arm them all. And we'll remove the chocks. And we'll also get the stairs since we'll be starting in place and pulling out. All right, steps are going bye-bye. 2987 was our altimeter. So we'll set that now. That's good. Go mode Charlie. And I think I just changed one of my numbers. Let me just reconfirm. 2523. Yeah, I did. 2523. Alright, that's all set. That's all good. Otherwise than that, gentlemen, we are good to go for engine start. Beacon light is on. And we'll come up top and roll on engine number 2. I think we rolling on engine number 2. No, we forgot something. Isolation valve is what we forgot here.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
All right, good number 2. We'll roll on number 1. Rock City, what's up, dog? We'll see if this thing is cooled down enough here. Chilling, dog, chilling. I heard that. All right, 2 good engines. Let's run through the rest of our flows. Yaw damper can come through to on. We'll get gens 1 and 2 on. APU can go off. Engine start switch is continuous. Pro beats will go on. Hydraulic pumps all through to on. Packs, auto. Engine bleeds on, APU bleed off. Overhead is pretty much set. We'll select flaps 5. Flap 5 selected. We'll verify our speeds. 192125. That is all good. Auto brakes RTO. That is all good. Transponder mode Charlie. And we need to get the CTAF here. .3. Put you up here. Tri-Cities traffic type Boeing BBJ November 164 Romeo Juliet. Over on the GA ramp, we'll be taxiing runway 23 for departure to the west. Tri-Cities. Alright, taxi lights can come through to on. We're all good to go. Me adjust myself and again, really short taxi here. Parking brakes released. Super short taxi. And we'll stop here. We gotta lock our yoke in place and set our trim. What's going on, Adeliz? Alright, we'll hold there. Adeliz says, is this plane study level? I mean, yeah, it is. It's PMDG, so as far as all of the systems and procedures, spot on. What was our trim? 4.78. Alright, that's good. 23. Going north and west. Tri-Cities traffic, Boeing November 164 Romeo Juliet lining up runway 23 for departure to the west. Tri-Cities. Alright, strobes on, wing lights on, runway turn off and landing lights on. We'll get the
cabin crew seats for takeoff.
We'll get the retractables on as well. All good there. Final approach is clear and down the runway is clear as well. Parking brakes can come off.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Toga's in chat if you got it, guys.
Airspeed live. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Tri-City traffic, November 164 Romeo Juliet, right crosswind departure to the northwest. Final call, Tri-Cities. All right, nice uneventful departure, beautiful departure, smooth departure out of the Appalachian Mountains here. Passing through 7,200 feet, climbing to an initial 13,000. We'll clear ourselves, as we forget the clock, we'll clear ourselves on up to final cruise of flight level 400 here momentarily. And we'll sync our throttles up. I don't think I have my plane equipped with the VSD on this one. All right, there's 10,000. Wing lights can come off. Landing lights and all can come off. And it doesn't do my retractables. And we'll park on up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened whilst the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated.
All right, final cruise
Toilets
set.
are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time.
That's what she says. This flight, you're free to do what you want.
In just a few moments, we will commence our in-flight service.
Just make sure you have it put up by the time we get to the airport.
Selection available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar.
All right, guys, we'll bring you back on over.
Debit cards. If we can be of any further assistance,
And
just
we
ask
will,
us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Minimize you. We should be getting some ATC here in a moment, not unless they got off like they would do. Let me see who we got. Yeah, Indianapolis Center. Indy Center 132825. Let's get them dialed up. Get them in standby. They're gonna doot us here soon. Will says, give us a tour of your center pedestal setup. This is just my typical Boeing one. It's the same thing, bro. It's not, I didn't build one. I need to build the one that like we have for my Boeing stuff. This is my default setup. You've seen it, every stream, you've seen it. It's the same thing, bro. It's nothing different. I think what you're seeing is how I may have this, have mounted this, this other monitor for my pop-out panels. That's what I think you're talking about, at least. Here, let's jump over. Are you talking about this camera here, or are you talking about this camera here? Because this is the same thing down here on the right side. That's basically my Boeing setup, which it just mounts to the plates that come off of the side of the next level thing. But this side here, this hand here, that's different. I just 3D printed a bracket to set my monitor here on top of my yoke for my Boeing setup, but I have a desk clamp that I use to put this lower for my Airbus stuff. That's all, bro. It's all the same. Captain DMV is in the house. Now, the one thing I did change, you may notice that now when I'm reading chat, I'm looking straight at you guys. There's something different about my camera setup there. But chat is literally right there. I can look straight at you guys when I read chat now. So now you know if I'm looking straight at you, I'm reading chat. For all of you that say I look right at chat and don't read it. It happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm not looking at chat. And you think I am. But now you know if I'm looking at you, I'm reading chat. That's how that works. Will says, thought you built a new pedestal. Nah, not yet, bro. I've been flaking. I've been like procrastinating on it, dog. And I done been to Home Depot like several times, bro. And I just haven't done it yet. I will do it. I think I'll do it before this month is out. Yeah, I do believe I'll do it before this month is out. And let's see, Indy Center ain't hit me up yet. Let's call him up.
1, expect 23 right.
Okay, looks like 23 right, 30 to 1 on the meter, and we can take vectors for descent if you so desire for 1 driver traffic.
Yeah, should be fine.
And Indianapolis Center, good evening. Boeing November 164 Romeo Juliet, passing flight level 250. We are 8 miles to the southeast of Ibate.
Southwest 2047, descend and maintain a 10,000.
Descend and maintain 10,000.
Delta 2738, Memphis Center exposed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Was that for American 1220?
Negative.
Why are we getting this oscillation?
Frequency change approved, that's 270.
Alright, someone call your answer to us then?
Was Boeing November 164 Romeo Juliet, passing 270, 3 miles to the southeast of Ibate.
4 Romeo Juliet, the center radar contact. Roll 10, you are radar contact, water. Actually, roll 10, the, don't seem to have the code, it's a 3001.
So this is my first flight in the BBJ1 since PMDG has released the 700. And I'm wondering why this thing has got this yaw oscillation. That's what I'm wondering. Captain DMV, what's up, bro? What's up with your Captain DMV?
2047, contact Cincinnati approach 126.65.
Hey, did you get your flight already, DMV? Did you get your flight already to Expo, bro?
Alright, which Delta was that asking?
Delta 9355, request 50, right.
Delta 9255, approves requested, when able to see direct Bobcat and advise.
When able to direct Bobcat, Delta 9355.
Delta 93, descend and maintain flight level 300.
How's this thing got this yaw oscillation?
300, Bristol 93.
That's kind of annoying.
Rolling Bravo Charlie, that's enough information, Romeo on board.
We'll get Romeo 1, Bravo Charlie.
As long as this damn thing don't fall out the sky, I'm good.
Descend and maintain flight level 330.
Descend and maintain flight level 330, FedEx 1579. 87.
Says, you have hotel and everything? Okay, roger that, bro.
Couple seconds to leave it, anything?
Probably not.
Roger. Indianapolis Center, Delta 2688, checking in with you, flight level 410, southeast of the Newcomb VOR.
I don't know what's up with that,
Center radar contact. American 202, contact Chicago Center 134.87.
American 200, contact Center 134.802.
I don't know what's up with that.
1579, Chicago Center 134.87.
134.87, FedEx 1579.
Southwest 1382, clear direct tour.
I don't know what's up with that yaw.
1382, clear direct tour.
Delta 93, contact Cleveland Center 119.87.
119.87.
Hey, Will, I was thinking the same thing, bro. But I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was like, damn, we ain't even get the boom boom room open yet.
American 419, question.
Oh, it stopped.
Maybe in a minute. Left to 787, Kansas City Center is closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
I guess it's done. Damn, bro. 9 minutes? I mean, maybe, we've all been there. We've all been there.
Roger.
We've all been there. I don't know who back there, but 9 minutes, dog. Just don't get seen coming out of the room.
And 1 Bravo Charlie has Romeo.
1 Bravo Charlie, roger.
Just don't get seen coming out of that joint.
1 Bravo Charlie, it's going to maintain 3,000.
3,000, 1 Bravo Charlie.
All right, let's get some tunage on, shall we? let's see here. Will you? I can't unsee that now, bro. It was like.
What's the question? Who was that? Just go ahead.
Then it stopped.
Yeah, for American 419, want to know any ride reports for the past hour.
He introduced somebody to the Mile High Club.
419, I have no ride reports.
He go in before she got here.
Yeah, most of the issues in the southeast of my airspace, which
yes, Infused. We'll show the cabin here in a moment.
Bit, but that's about the only issue in my airspace right now.
Will says 9 minutes. That's 3 rounds in a heavyweight fight.
7706, contact Chicago Center 134.87.
Too late for the tunes. He's finished. Oh, bro, what the hell happened to my camera this time? Did I not turn it on or back on after it overheated?
Indy Center, American 800, climb through 26,000. American 800 and the center, welcome.
I want to say this thing is, it keeps overheating. I bought a new fan for this camera, and I don't know that it's any better. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. I think the other fan was better. I appreciate you, Infuse. Yeah, I just had to adjust the AC in this joint because it's a little toasty in my office right now. And then I had the fan off. Like I said, I bought a new cooling cam for it. And it's my first time using it, so I mean, yeah, it looks like this joint.
Bravo, turn right, take 200, join the runway 23 right localizer. That was for 1 Bravo Charlie. Bravo Charlie, affirm heading 200, join the localizer.
I thought that was me at first. I'm like, I'm not landing yet, bro. All right, coming up to
Minneapolis Center, good evening, and 654 half, 11-330.
Coming up to 40,000.
Sir, Charlie Golf copies, ready to go. Thank you. All right, who's that called to answer?
Giant 654 heavy, flight level, passing 330, climb to 340.
Giant 654, Indy Center, welcome. Roll 10, Kansas City Center is closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
The Indy Center is all we'll have as far as ATC, so once we get clear of them, we'll be free to be. Got ATC all up to
American 1220, Memphis Center is closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
But other than that,
that's 435, Indy Center, on frequency.
Yo, Spawning, what's up, bro? What's up with your dog? Hope all is well.
Charlie, 3 miles from driver, maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Clear the ILS, runway 23, red bridge.
Okay, maintain 3,000 until established, cleared ILS, runway 23, right, 1 Bravo Charlie.
Center, level 1240, heavy, flight level 390.
All right, cruising at
1240,
40,000.
Radar contact, hood direct cold.
All good, Spawning, all good. That's what I like to hear, bro. Yeah, I made some little minute changes to my setup. Well, I took those other 2 vertical monitors down I barely use them.
Number 1 Bravo Charlie, the winds are 290 with a 9er, runway 23 right, code to
So I
land.
kind of readjusted some things.
23 right, code to land, 1 Bravo Charlie.
Ironically enough, I took 2 monitors down and still added 2 monitors. Like, I don't know how that works. We'll sync up our heading here with our track.
Delta 1128, Kansas City Center is closed. Radar service.
It's a pretty dope livery I found on FlightSim.to. This aircraft is actually owned by Wells Fargo Bank. At least it used to be.
Contact today, American International White, 7,800,
Going to Utah, Delta 1128.
And we'll jump up and show the
Alright, that was an American calling. What's your
cabin
location?
here in a moment.
American 780 White, passing 5,000, 7,000 direct Aorus.
American 77 Mike, Kansas Center, want to maintain flight level 250, that will be your final.
Remember that 250 will be the final.
Indy Center, Delta 1645. Approaching airspace from the west at a level 347, level 370. Delta 1645, Indy Center, radar contact, direct sway. Direct sway, Delta 1645. Delta 883, Kansas City Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
All right, let's do this. Let's jump up. See if we can show you guys the cabin, though.
Howdy, Indy, Nomadic 419 on the ground at UNC IFR Columbus Muni.
419, Indy Center. You cleared to the Columbus Municipal Airport as filed. Maintain 6,000. Departure this frequency, squawk 5566.
That's pretty cool. You can swap through that.
Outstanding, Nomadic 419 cleared to Columbus as filed.
All right, forward galley here.
132.82 with you, 5566 for the box, Nomadic 419.
419, read back right.
Center American 419, we have a pirate for you when you get a chance.
Go ahead.
Center American 419, flight level 280, ports, occasional light shop.
American 419, Ryder.
You can't really see with that wall there.
13, checking in, flight level 370.
Yeah, a straight up copy of iFly. You won't really be able to tell with it being daylight, but yeah, this is the Boeing business jet cabin.
Time 13, Indy Center, radar contact.
Got another lavatory here with a shower,
1033, checking in, flight level 370.
toilet. Oh yeah, this is the best toilet in the world here.
Center American 54 with you at flight level 400.
Mech 54, Indy Center, welcome. And the other American, what's your location?
We'll call it about
Another little conference room here.
East of the London VOR at flight level 300.
American 1033, Indy Center, radar contact. Southwest 1382, cross tour at and maintain flight level 210.
Alright, we'll cross tour at
Goddamn
210,
camera, man.
13 home.
And our 1 Bravo Charlie, taxi embark in this frequency across runway 32.
Alright, we'll clear it Alpha 7 and Alpha to the north end. It's going to be a short stay here too. We're still planning on going over to Detroit.
Roger.
I'm gonna put this other fan on it here in a moment.
We are pilot 370. I'm trying 400 with you, flight level 3
Now this cabin is.
400 in the center air contact, welcome.
I don't know that PMDG simulates it.
American 1624.
Oh, see, that's BS. They still don't have you able to open the regular lavatories, which means they haven't
American 16,
done any work
plan, please.
inside of there. That's
Delta 2688 cross Colt app and maintain flight level 3
that's a
00.
bit of a foozy there. But yeah, these BBJs, this cabin is just, I guess, default for this variant.
Delta 2688 cross Colt
But
app
this
and
whole
maintain
interior
flight
can
level
change up.
300.
Like there's a BBJ one that the U.S. Air Force uses that's stationed here at my air base. Interior looks totally different.
300, 324.
300 Delta
It looks
23.
totally different. It's got one of these conference rooms, but like these seats and stuff here, it's not as many of them like that.
That's 1902 Indy Center, welcome.
It's got more rooms, more like bedrooms.
That's 1902, clear direct RBAS, cross RBAS at 14,000, the date and altimeter 29908.
29908, direct RBAS.
But yeah, I mean, this particular cabin,
Wisconsin 1902.
I
That's
think
1645, descend and maintain, flight level 330.
can be done a little bit better.
330,
It's not bad. It's a BBJ. But I do think the passenger variant cabin looks a lot better.
1624.
And I would think that a lot more stuff will be interactable back here.
American 1624, squawk 3642.
But you can kind of tell.
3642, American 1624.
Anyone else?
You can kind of tell the level of interactiveness is up towards the cockpit.
That is 435, Indy Center, are you on frequency?
So yeah, like three of these panels ain't even working. Not even sure what those are for.
Delta 508, about 40 miles.
But this lighting panel is the major deal. The lights do look pretty good, at least on the passenger variant. But yeah, this is just straight out of iFly's playbook, if you ask me. I don't know if this actually works or not. I guess not.
Delta 1645, contact Chicago Center, 134.87.
That would be pretty dope if it did.
1645, get it. FedEx 853, Memphis Center is closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Would be dope if it did.
853, thank you very much for your service, enjoy your live stream, sir. That's 913, clear direct Colt.
Alright, let me see if I can adjust this.
Indy Center, Spirit 2020, sorry, I misclicked on the wrong frequency.
Let's see if I can adjust this fan on the camera. Stand by, guys.
That's 913, clear direct Colt.
Direct Colt, Delta 913.
Spirit 2020, Indy Center, radar contact.
Center, Jan 654 have a request, climb to flight level 360.
Who wanted to climb?
Giant 654 have.
That 654, want to maintain, was it 350 you wanted? Giant 654, just approved as requested. Whatever altitude you need there should be fine.
Thank you, Giant 654, climb to flight level 360.
Delta 1382, contact Cleveland Center, 119.87.
119.87, Southwest 1322.
American 419, clear direct Taft.
Clear task. Thank you so much, Racker 419.
And Giant 9085 descend via the Gavin 8 arrival, landing north,
Base Cincinnati altimeter 3000.
3000, Giant and 98, advise having high inspection and landing, arrival regular 8.
They're landing north currently, and you're supposed to ask before you descend next time.
Indianapolis, United 55, to check in with you, flight level 370 inbound, Papa X-ray Victor.
At 5592 Indy Center, radar contact, well it's called.
And American 1624, I don't know if you got me, but yeah.
American 1624 Indy Center, radar contact, well it's called.
In Indianapolis Center, good evening, Southwest 435, level 390.
Indianapolis Center, double place, 26th Street, received level 75, landing 300.
2053 Indy Center, welcome. And the previous aircraft calling, who was that? Another 2688, contact Cleveland Center, 119.87.
Roger, go to Cleveland 119.87, Delta 2688, have a night.
American 78 Lima Mike, cross tour at and maintain level 210.
Maintain for 210.8.
Indianapolis Center, Southwest 435, flight level 390.
So it's 435, Indy contact Cleveland Center, 125.42.
125.42, Southwest 435, thank you, Heaven.
And it's Center, Delta 2795, flight level 285, time is 340.
2705, Indy Center, welcome. Delta 9355, descend and maintain flight level 300.
Alright, we're going to try that for a second. I may have to sticky tape that thing down there.
And Delta 9355, contact Cleveland Center, 119.87. American 78 Lima Mike, contact Cleveland Center, 119.87.
May have to sticky tape that thing down there, but as of right now, I think we're going to be alright, as long as that thing don't fall.
We hear you there, Indy. The Medic 419, we came off of Muncie VFR. You were super busy. We tried calling. Like to pick up our IFR.
The Medic 419 already gave you your IFR clearance.
We tried calling you for taxi, and we just like to pick up the flight plan. We're airborne VFR at this time, sir.
Will says, be nice if they had a
Medic
cup
419,
under that spout and showed water pouring into it. Yeah, I know, right? But to model water.
And Indy Center, you're 2020, step away for a minute.
Let me know when you're back.
There are some noticeable upgrades, especially on the passenger variant.
Able to maintain your own terrain reception clearance, let it climb through.
Yeah, especially on the passenger variant, but I'm not seeing it here on the BBJ.
419 will maintain our own clearance through 2000.
Medic 419, you're clear to Columbus Airport as filed. The economy maintains 6,000. The Indy altimeter 3001.
3001 up to 6,000. Medic 419.
82, 83, descend and maintain level 340. Unfortunately, Memphis Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change bridge.
340 and open you a comm, Delta 8283.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on this variant. But I mean, I rarely fly this variant. I mean,
American 1902, descend and maintain 1.
I do fly it with the U.S. Air Force livery every now and then.
Correction, that's not American. Wisconsin 1902.
But as far as like FBO ops, I don't really fly the BBJ like that.
Take 10,000.
Giant 9085, contact Cincinnati approach 126.65.
Cincinnati approach for 126.65. See you, sir.
Spirit 126. Welcome back. Number 8, Charlie Juliet, contact Washington Center 133.72.
We're about halfway through Indy Center space here.
Go to Washington Center 133.7 of the right, Charlie. 133.72. 133.72 number 8, Charlie. Wisconsin 1902, contact Cincinnati approach 126.65.
Contact Cincinnati approach 126.65. Wisconsin 1902, good night.
Our 7 American 78 Lima Mike, contact Cleveland Center 119.87.
We may get us a little flyover of the racetrack.
Is there anyone here that
sits to the west of the airport here.
Got a call from me yet?
Just got it in, Delta. Hello, 390.
That's 2940 Indy Center, contact.
Good evening. About a 538. We're about 129 miles southeast of Henderson at car level 350.
That's 538 Indy Center, radar contact.
And turn 400, just reaching position.
Okay, 400, descend and maintain level 300.
19300, and turn to Trophy.
Looks good though. The exterior.
Number 2748, Indy Center, you're pretty with you? That's 2748, Indy Center, descend via the Seagram main arrival landing north, East Cincinnati, altimeter 3000.
In standard gun 654 have the request heading 180 Sohoy weather.
And on the 12 of 40 cross cold and maintain level 300. Okay, you've got 1240. And Giant 654 Victor is due for weather, approved as requested.
John 664, roger.
Indy Center, good evening. United 637 Heavy, flight level 370 with you.
United 637, Indy Center, radar contact.
Is this our last one for?
Spirit 2020, descend and maintain level 330.
330, Spirit 2020.
So 2748, contact Cincinnati approach 126.65.
665, grade 9, double 2748.
Air Chad 400, descend and maintain level 240.
240, I'm trying.
Man, Meeting did another runway swap at our destination here. They're not in
658 Memphis Center is closed.
complete opposite now.
You change approved.
So we're gonna keep an eye on that
Just for
here as we get a little closer. We may be landing north now instead of south.
Thank you. 122.8. So long. John 654 half.
Delta 1240, contact Cleveland Center 119.87.
119.87, Delta 1240.
Yeah, we lit up tonight as far as ATC, but it's like all Midwest and North. Like Indy Center, Chicago Center, Cleveland's on, Minneapolis Center's on, Denver Center.
American 1033, cross glitch, didn't maintain level
New York Center,
240.
DC Center is on, Boston Center, all the way up in Canada, Winnipeg Center, Toronto Center, Montreal Center. All those guys are on. It's like the deep south of the United States, except for Houston Center, is dead. We even got New York Oceanic on right now.
Spearwings 2020, contact Chicago Center 134.87.
134.87, Spirit 2020, yeah.
Airjet 400, contact Chicago Center 134.87. Automatic 419, contact Indy Center 125.12.
2512, pneumatic 419.
American 419.
That's pneumatic 419 only.
Pneumatic. Never heard that call sign before. Pneumatic
Number 4 Romeo
419.
Juliet, contact Indy Center 125.12.
12512 for Romeo Juliet to you.
United 687, contact Indy Center 125.12. 12.
Pneumatic 419, Indianapolis Center, Roger.
Indy Center, good evening. Boeing November 164 Romeo Juliet, flight level 400.
164 Romeo Juliet, Indianapolis Center, Roger.
Where's this pneumatic for something? He just got handed off too. Where is he at?
Indy Center, good evening, United 55, checking in with you, flight level 370.
United 5592, Indianapolis Center, Roger. Pneumatic 419, were you given a runway at Columbus?
Negative, pneumatic 419, we'd like the ILS 23 available.
Pneumatic 419, select the ILS runway 23, the Indianapolis altimeter 3001.
I don't even see him.
419.
Delta 2053, Indianapolis Center.
I don't even see that guy.
Indy Center, American 232 with you at flight level 320.
Columbus, that's an airport that I haven't flown into. We might got to get some Columbus ops.
232, Indianapolis Center, Roger.
Indy Center, American 800, flight level 340.
There's a crap ton of traffic coming out of Memphis, though.
Indy Center, good evening, United 687 Heavy, flight level 270.
Bunch of GA aircraft, though. Cessna 172s. There's a bunch of guys, I guess VFR flying out of Memphis. That's cool.
American 1033, Indy Center descends via the Gibbs for arrival landing south, the Indianapolis altimeter 3001.
3001 will descend via the Gibbs for arrival for American 1033.
Center American 64 has with you at flight level 400. American 54, Indianapolis, roger.
Center, giving you Keyline 400, level 340.
Keyline 400, Indianapolis, roger.
Alright, Silver Delta 4705, level 340.
Delta 2705, Indianapolis, roger.
My phone.
Delta 2126, Indy Center, roger. American 232, connect Chicago Center 134.87.
Chicago Central 134.87, American 232.
United 5592, descend maintain flight level 330. Level 330, net 65.
Good evening, Indy Center, Southwest 924, climbing through 22.5 for 410. We are about 20 nautical miles to the about south of the Lima Victor Tango Vior.
I did miss the call sign. Was that Southwest 924?
Affirm, Southwest 924.
Southwest 924 for Indy Center, roger, climb maintain flight level 410.
Up to 410, Southwest 924.
All right, I think I'm gonna get me a cold one, gents. We've got 241 miles until top of drop.
Nice 687, descend to maintain flight level 3.
We'll try to get in here and let them know we'll be back in a second.
680, United 687.
And Indy Center 4RJ.
Go ahead.
I'd like to step away for about 5 minutes, notify you when we're back.
Or 4 Romeo Juliet, leave my airspace, KC's offline, frequency change approved, good night.
All right, over to the dark side. Thanks for your help, 4RJ. All right, cool. We got our release early. I'm gonna go grab me a cold one, guys. You guys have the airplane. I'll be right back in about 2 to 3 minutes. gents, we're back. Unfortunately, we have a Corona, but we don't have a line. But all the same, nonetheless. Nice ice cold. So I am good with that. Salute to you guys, salute. That is good. That is good. Yeah, he handed me off mad early. I guess with no other traffic in my way. Oh no, I'm actually exiting his airspace now, so yeah, we're good. Unless we get something come on in Kansas City, but other than that, we are golden. Yeah, their runways keep flip-flopping, so I'm gonna keep 19er. I'm gonna keep what we got. The wind is shifting down there. It's gonna be a crosswind either way we look at it. Right now we're looking at about a 10-knot crosswind, which is fine. Which is good. Completely doable. We've got 191 miles until top of drop. We'll start getting set up here shortly for our arrival. And of course my thing died. Let me grab my other batteries. Right back, gents. I don't even got a off cam yet. Alright, we good. We good. Ice and cold. Nice, beautiful day in the Midwest right now. Other day it was storming and tornadoes everywhere. So yeah, we didn't do last week's leg, our VIP. That would have been a really, really short flight. We probably could have done that in a helicopter, but I just opted not to. And the week before that was obviously Easter. There was no races on Easter Sunday, so we were good there as well. Let's see, next week, as far as our NASCAR season goes, has us going from Kansas City downtown. Next week is Talladega Super Speedway. So we'll be going down to Talladega, Alabama. Over in Lincoln, Alabama. So we gotta figure out how long that flight is. Then from Alabama, we go to Texas Motor Speedway, and then all the way back across to Watkins Glen. And then after Watkins Glen, we come down the road to Dover, which I may not stream that one because I may end up going to that race. Yeah, that's the All-Star race too. I may end up going to that race. Let me see. Let me see when that race is. Dover is, yeah, May 17th. I may end up going to that one. Yeah, Dover is about an hour and a half from me. So we may end up hitting that one up, going to that one. The other one that I was thinking about going to before, this is before they changed the dates on us, was Pocono. Pocono is within my range too. However, that is on Sunday, June 14th. We'll be at Expo, so I'll miss Pocono. But yeah, we may end up hitting up Dover. We may hit up Dover, and I know for certain we're probably gonna hit up Richmond. But that's not till August. Or we could wait and hit up the second Daytona race in August 29th. That's a nighttime race too. I don't know, we got options. We got options. Nfuse says, I feel like the BBJ cabin could use some work. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think the BBJ cabin is not necessarily on par with the passenger cabin. I haven't checked out the BCF, the cargo variant yet. I still think it's a bunch of propaganda to say they rebuilt everything from the ground up. Some things look rebuilt, but yeah, I don't know. But we'll believe it. We'll believe any and everything. When's the race in Virginia? You must be speaking of Richmond. Richmond is August 15th. That's the Cookout 400, August 15th. Or again, I may do, where is that at? Let's see, August. Yeah, it's gonna be either August 15th or August 29th is gonna be a race that I do as well. And August 15th is Richmond, or if I don't do that one, I may just say F it and go down for a quick little weekend getaway like we tend to do, and go down and check out the race in Daytona on August 29th. So it's one of those two that I'm gonna do that one. The Poconos is can't do it at all. We'll be in up the road, Minneapolis. Poconos is June 14th. Sunday, June 14th. So yeah. There's a handful of races that's within my range. I've got Dover, Martinsville. We just had Martinsville a couple races ago. I could have went to that one, but I've been to Martinsville plenty of times. I've been to Dover twice, so Dover's another one. Dover, though, I have to admit, Dover is probably one of my least favorite out of the tracks I've been to, just simply because Dover is, in so many words, it's really cityfied. Like Dover sits right in the middle of Dover, Delaware. A lot of these tracks, believe it or not, are kind of like on the outskirts, countryside. And Dover doesn't allow a lot of the festivities that take place at NASCAR races. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I've been to NFL games, I've been to NBA games, I've been to NASCAR races. And out of all of the sporting events, to me, NASCAR is the funnest because they allow a lot of stuff. Like Martinsville, my family and I typically if we go to the Sunday race in Martinsville, a lot of times we'll head out there Saturday evening. Now, yes, the lower series race is going on Saturday evening, but by the time we get there, the race is over and the people are gone. But they let you come on in. You park for the next day. You can pitch your tent, camp out, grills, music, tailgating, you know, all night long just about. And, you know, in those rural areas, they really don't care. Yeah, you got the state boys there, but you ain't really haul off and fighting and stuff like you see at NFL games. And so that's why, but Dover doesn't allow that. Dover is like concrete jungle, you know, freaking in the smack dab in the middle of Dover, Delaware. Awesome track. It's like a big cousin version of Bristol. But yeah, Dover is like a one day in and out thing. So yeah, if I don't do Dover, I mean, in May I've got two options, Dover and Charlotte. I could go down to Charlotte. Charlotte's kind of in our reach too, about 6 hours. But that's for May. June, there's nothing really. Pocono, yeah, we'll be in FS Expo. July, nothing really. That's all Midwest. Chicagoland, Echo Park, that's Atlanta again. Well, North Wilkesboro, that's in North Carolina. That's reachable, but not really a track favorite on that one. Then you got Indy back over in the Midwest. So, but August seems to be the month. Richmond and Daytona, and even New Hampshire. I mean, get to New Hampshire easy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm jonesing to probably do that Richmond race. Richmond's another fun track that, you know, you can kick it all night long and cook and grill and tailgate. I've actually got some footage from Richmond. Let me see. It's old, but I know I got some. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, Richmond's another short track, but Richmond is a short track that drives like a speedway, a super speedway. Let me see if I can get this up here. Window capture. Or no, hold on, let's do this. Let's go transform. Fit to screen. Let's just remove that. Hold on, this is messing up. Let's go window capture. But yeah, here's one of my Richmond. Now this is I think this is my first time at Richmond. So my camera, I mean, this is years ago. Got the E2 Hawkeyes. Yeah, they flyover was late as hell. But yeah, I get start finish line seats all the time. It was on the pace laps. Man, that camera's so old, bro. All I got is 480p on that. All right, hold on. Let me see. That was 2. Yeah, I'd be stoked. I am a race fan, guys. So you know. Yeah, my camera sucks. I couldn't even hold the camera steady. It was so damn loud. But yeah, Richmond, I like this track. So now, yeah, crazy. They don't even let you get that close to the fence no more, by the way. That is done and over with. Just simply because, yeah, there's been cars that have flipped into that catch fence, and they just stop allowing people to be that close. Now, shorter tracks like Richmond, you can see kind of where we're sitting at, but at super speedways like Talladega and Daytona, there's a lot greater gap between the grandstands and the catch fence. Like you can't even get nowhere near that close because of it. They wreck here is hardly enough speed for them to get airborne into that catch fence, but somehow or another it happens. But yeah, old camera, that was like 2012. I think I've been there. Yeah, I've been there I've been there like 4 or 5 times since I made that video. Well, you know what? Well, you know, the funny thing is, NASCAR in person is a lot different experience than it is watching it on TV. After about 3 laps, if you aren't necessarily keeping up with it. So what I typically do is I go with a scanner. So not only do I get broadcast, like I can get the broadcast in my ear, but I can also hear and tune into my race teams. So like the 4 drivers on my team, I can tune in to their individual radio system and hear exactly what they're talking about, you know, with the spotter and the crew chief, you know, driver communications and things like that. But as soon as the field spreads out, it just looks like cars going in circles, and you'll get lost quick. Like you won't know who's in first, who's in last. You won't know anything. And you know, that's, like I said, I typically will have a scanner, and a lot of fans have scanners to kind of keep up with the race. Because I mean, you got the announcer at the track going, but you can't hear nothing when those cars are going. As soon as they start their engines, that's it. Yeah, the Indy 500 is a big one. That is probably the next biggest to the Daytona 500 is the Indy 500. That's a pretty unique track as well, because you got the grandstands as well on the inside of the track. But yeah, NASCAR, man, you know, to go to a race is, I mean, it's hundreds of dollars cheaper to go to any one of these races versus going to a goddamn, you know, NFL game. I mean, I was looking at halfway up 50-yard line freaking seats to, you know, watch my Cowboys play the Commanders, and that was like $800, dude. Whereas those tickets right there that you saw in that video, that close, start finish line, probably paid like $100 for them. And NASCAR is backwards almost. The higher you are, the more expensive the tickets. But even still, you know, we're talking $100 to $150 to $180 just from bottom to the top. It's nowhere near like $800-900. So yeah, again, that's why I like the sport. It's, you know, great to take the kids to. You know what I'm saying? Great sporting event. You can save money by, you know, if you want to bring your own grill, cook your own food. Because yeah, the concessions prices are typical concessions prices, but you know, certain things like, you know, I'll just take my own stuff, and it turns out to be a better experience because, like I said, you out there tailgating and hanging out, drinking booze. You can bring your own beer and alcohol into the track as long as it's not in a glass bottle. So like, you can't beat that, bro. NFL, they're checking everything. No, you can't bring that in here. Nope, we want you to buy a $15 beer. 51 miles until top of descent. No, that was actually my ex on that video. I did say, oh, yes, this is exciting. I did say that, but no, that other chick was that. Yeah, that was my ex. All right, let's do this, gents. 1.9 is still active, so we're gonna use it. Bottom altitude is 2,600 feet. We'll reset MCP altitude now to that. All right, 26. Our minimums is going to be 1,340 feet. So we'll set that as well. All right, 1,340. .3018 is our altimeter. 3018 in standby, that's good. And let's go ahead and plan up our performance data. We've got 40 miles until top of drop. All right, runway 19, we'll grab aircraft details, reverses all op, we'll do auto brakes 3, import the weather, and we'll calculate VREFs 125, flaps 30, 125. And we'll grab our descent forecast for our descent winds here and get those uplinked. Wait on that to come through and we'll import it. Wind's taking forever to come through. There we go. All right, load it, and then we'll execute it once that loads. All right, good to go. Execute. All right, 30 nautical miles until top of drop. We're all set up and ready. And what we'll do, since this is a single leg, we'll do a touch and go. We'll touch down and take back off, head west about 10 miles, fly over the track, and then we'll come back and do our full stop. That's what we'll do. Provided we don't get any ATC on, which right now we're good. All right, other than that, gents, we're all set, I think. Yeah, I may end up doing, it's between Richmond and Daytona. I'm low-key wanting to go to that Daytona. maybe hit up Gary and see if see what he thinks. Sneak down there on I don't know, I could probably leave on a Friday. Could be real cheap with it and drive down there on a Friday after I get off work. That's a 13-hour drive, but trying to think, if the race is over at like 7, we leave at like by 8. In theory, I could get back up here before noon and still go to work Monday. That would work. Or I can just say the hell with it and fly down there. But I like taking these little weekend trips so I ain't got to take off and burn up all my daggone PTO. All right, 7 miles till top of drop, fellas. All right, here we go, down the hill. He said I would never go by myself. Well, let me know, Will. We can kick it. We can hit up one of these days. Can definitely hit up one, bro. All right, looking good on the descent. We're making about 2,200 foot a minute. Coming down the hill right now. We'll need to make sure we arm the approach before we hit Don's. Don's is our initial approach fix. me see if I can find out what the CTAF frequency here is. There's 133.3. Let's see if that's... see if that's lining up. Yeah, 133.3. All right, we got that in standby. Coming on down through flight level 290. Getting a little turbulence coming down the hill here. Seatbelt signs can come on for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not want to keep. The toilets are
She
no
calls it
longer in
rubbish.
service. Thank you.
Hand in your rubbish. We want to throw away your rubbish. Hand it here. Like that cloud cover is clearing up too. All right, we'll go ahead and transition altimeter 3018. All right, coming up on BQS, which is our transition into both the arrival and technically the approach. Coming through 13,600 on the descent down, bottom altitude of 2,600. Once we pass BQS, we'll see if we can arm the approach. We need that armed before we get to Don's, which is the initial approach fix. Coming in. Should have a decel point here, bugging us down to 250 automatically. Need 12,000 at Don's as well, so we'll level off here for a second. Keep our heading synced up. And we'll see if we can arm it. Approach is armed. Always want to make sure you arm your approach before your initial approach fix, before you pass it. Sometimes it'll let you do it after, but you see how we have glide path here and LNAV final approach course in white? That's how you know you've got it armed. You'll get indications similar to an ILS. These are just the lateral and the vertical now, but you should get indications that look like your ILS diamonds. But LNAV final approach course and glide path is both armed, and that is accomplished by making sure that you arm the approach before you get to your initial approach fix. And like I said, sometimes I do believe you can do it after, but some approaches be finicky in Microsoft. So yeah, there was a number of years that I went without ever knowing that you had to arm the approach for RNAV2. I always thought it was handled via LNAV and VNAV, and that's not the case. That is not the case. Sync up our heading here. As we get closer, we should pick up those diamonds. And you see, we're also getting, now that it's armed, we're also getting our DME, 39 miles on this approach. since we are about to transition into the approach, we'll go over to CTAF and make our initial call. Kansas City, downtown Wheeler, Boeing, November 164, Romeo Juliet is out of 12,000 overhead Dons. Initial approach fix for the RNAV runway 19er approach. Kansas City, Wheeler. All right, coming up on 10,000, boom, boom, room can be shut down. Again, this will be a touch and go. We'll touch and go. We'll turn out west, fly over the racetrack, and then we'll come back and complete a full stop.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Will says window blinds
Hi,
open.
Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
What window blinds you talking about, bro? Yeah, window blinds are open. Oh, window blinds open. Is that what you're talking about, what the flight attendant said? That's actually a thing. You're supposed to have your window blinds open for takeoff and landings, because if something happened, they want your eyes adjusted to both inside and outside. That's why they also dim the cabin lights at nighttime, because they want your eyes adjusted, because in the event of an emergency, if it's bright light or you got your window blinds closed, you don't know whether you're up or down, you don't know, any type of orientation, and you're just automatically exposed to the outside elements, people tend to struggle with that. So yeah, the window blinds open, seat backs in their upright and locked position, and the cabin lights are dimmed. All things. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I kind of picked up on it. Well, damn, I wonder if the icing model is messed up on this new 24 model, because, I mean, we picked up a little bit of icing on the windshield just going through that little layer. And that's not necessarily, I know it ain't that damn cold over here in Missouri. And I mean, we're at +3 degrees. Now, I know you can't get ice anywhere under +10, but some people ain't getting ice at all. Same conditions, right? Same conditions, right? Some people with same plane, same conditions. Some people ain't getting ice at all. So that's why I say I wonder if it's something with the icing model of the aircraft, because I wouldn't expect to get ice, visible ice on the windshield. Now, I could be wrong, but going through that little layer there, I wouldn't expect to get any type of visible ice on the windshield. It is melting pretty rapidly though. We need 3,000 by Covry, which I don't know that we gonna get that. Let's put out some spoilers to help us get the nose down a little bit. Will says from one extreme to another. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to try out a different aircraft. Like I said, I'm kind of noticing that this aircraft has no problem picking up ice. And then, like I said, in your situation, you're not picking up ice at all. But I've never iced that rapidly going through just a cloud layer like that. All right, so we do have the glide path already. So we're no longer descending via vertical navigation. And we're also going to get below 250 so we can start putting out some flaps. Kansas City, downtown Wheeler, Boeing November 164 RJ, overhead Covry, 4,800. And we are on a 12-mile final for the RNAV runway 19er approach. Kansas City, downtown Wheeler. All right, you see how the diamonds change, and now they look like ILS diamonds. That is what you want. We'll bug down to 180. And we'll go flaps 5. Arm the spoilers. Flaps are coming in. Remember, guys, this is going to be a touch and go. All right, 9 miles out, we'll drop the gear. We'll turn heading 270. 125. Get our yoke locked into place. And we'll start our recording from here. Why not? Since we're going to do a go around. A planned go around. Well, not go around, but we're going to, yeah, essentially it's a go around. We'll be on a long crosswind and then a long base. All right, flaps 15, speeds 160. Kansas City, Wheeler, Boeing November 164 Romeo Juliet 6-mile final for the RNAV runway 19er. Be a touch and go. Wheeler traffic. How am I getting marker tones and that was off? Gents, bring it on over. Alright, I have the airplane. I have the airplane. I have the throttles.
100. 50. 30. 10.
'Alright, there's our go around.
Bank angle.
And Kansas City Wheeler, Boeing November 164, Romeo Juliet. On to go right crosswind. Runway 19, Kansas City. All right, looking good there. There's our go around. Y'all have to wait a second. All right, this time we'll shoot the ILS back into runway 19er. As we give these guys a nice little flyover. Kansas City Speedway, right below the nose. Tomorrow's Cup race and today's Xfinity race. 1.5 mile oval. We'll reset for our new approach. Minimums is going to be 1,004. We're pretty much on an extended downwind right now. And since we're kind of a few miles to the west, we'll hold off on our calls till we get on a close base. Now what I didn't think about was I had auto brake set. That's why we were getting the takeoff config warning on the go around. But we shouldn't have had any auto brake set or spoilers armed for that matter. But nonetheless, we are good to go. Spawner says touch and go in the 737 for the win. Appreciate you, bro. And let's get our final approach course 192. We'll get that set. Alright, we're all set up for the new approach. Completely changed the approach. We're now shooting the ILS, runway 19, coming back into Kansas City Wheeler. Airplane is configured. Auto brakes 3 set, spoilers are on. And we'll bring ourselves to the right because we are fixing to, or no, we'll stay here, we'll stay here, we'll stay here. We'll stay here. Because the reason I say that is we're gonna have to avoid, that's Kansas City International right there. So we'll basically keep ourselves on a downwind for Kansas City International. We'll cut across the short end of the approach there since they'll be lower. Or we can cut across midfield. Yeah, we can do midfield. We can do midfield, cross midfield. We're at 3,000. So we'll do that. Come across midfield here. And so not interrupt their approaches if they got any. A little bit past midfield, but a little past midfield, but we're so close in on the arrival, anything will be below us now landing. So we're also watching the downwind, make sure we don't see anything out there. And we'll need to turn back north here a little bit. I don't want to take this at this sharp angle. So once we get to the east side of Kansas City here, we will turn back north a little bit. Let's adjust our heading here. Give us a better little intercept angle at it. why that turned off, but Ice Cube, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream. Just in time for our second approach into Kansas City Wheeler, Kansas City downtown airport. All right, so we'll go direct to Covry again. Execute. That gives us a nice 45. We'll engage LNAV. And we'll come on through and increase speed to 180. Go flaps 5. Kansas City downtown Wheeler, November 164 Romeo Juliet, right base to final, ILS runway 19er, Kansas City downtown. And we'll arm the approach again. It's going to arm our ILS. Final approach. 2600. Coming in stupid. What's up, bro? What's up, Big Ralph? We just already came in stupid. All right, 15 out. Here is our intercept. Kansas City downtown Wheeler, November 164 Romeo Juliet, 13-mile final overhead Covry. Inbound for the ILS runway 19er approach, Kansas City downtown. Clipper. What's up, bro? Cages. All right, so waiting to pick up the glide. Glide slope should be coming in here at what is this? Zaja? About 2-3 miles. All right, 9 miles. Gear can come on down. Flaps 15 selected. And flaps 30. Glass slope is captured. Kansas City downtown traffic. Boeing November 164 Romeo Juliet 6 mile final. ILS runway 19er approach, downtown traffic. All right, we'll reset our altitude to 3,000 in case we have to legit go around this time. We'll exit stage right. Let me see if I can grab this. I don't know which one is which. Should be the higher, so we'll just select that. At least for right now. Alright, spoilers arm, green gear, down 3 grains, flaps 30, green light. We are all set. Downtown Kansas City. Right there. I have the airplane. The throttles. Woohoo! Talk about in the touchdown zone. Talk about a greaser. Smack dab in the touchdown zone. Look at that. We'll have to exit here, stage left. And we could actually go, there's an FBO right down here on the end. And we'll go back to the other one we planned. All right, flaps up, spoilers are up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket,
Alright, let's see
underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight.
Oh, we can just go down to this FPO right here, right?
Until you reach a designated
Let's see if
smoking
there's
area.
any spots right
On
there.
behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will
And of
help
course,
you
damn
complete your journey.
GSX don't want to populate. All right, let's just go to our original one. Welcome to Kansas City downtown Wheeler Airport. Little regional business airport here. And that was a textbook landing. I mean, on profile the entire way, right down in the daggone aim point. $100% stoked about that one. Big Ralph says that was a dope landing. Good shit. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, that was a nice one. I think if I do have to say so myself. Alright, APU is up and a-pooing. We'll get on over here to our ramp. We got replays of that one too, so. Nice little freeware airport from flightsim.to. Not bad. Across runway 22 here. And then left on Kilo. Yeah, that was a really nice landing. Not gonna hold you. Probably one of our better ones in the 700 since we got it last week. All right, this is Kilo here. Some of my sounds be bugging though. Like my switches aren't working, like my sounds. I have noticed that. I don't know if that's a Boris thing or probably. It may probably be a Boris thing. Alright, let's see, where are we parking at? Clear sky over here somewhere. I don't quite know. Hold on, let me see if this launch for it. Yeah, see, GSX. Alright, you know what? Screw GSX. We're just going to pull in. It was somewhere right along here. think GSX is glitched out on me right now. So we'll just pull in here. Alright, parking brakes, we'll set them, APU and all of that good jazz. What we'll do before shutdown is we'll come here and go stop on the recording, we'll save it, and then we'll shut her down.
Cabin crew, disarm doors.
Alright, there you have that, gents. So we're going to close everything out, get disconnected from VATSIM, and then we are going to run our replay of that gorgeous landing. Not going to do the go around.
Please take care and hold on to the handrails while walking down the stairs. Please ensure that you supervise your children.
Ain't no children on this flight.
Do not walk underneath the wing.
Alright, let me close it out on Volanta. Let's see what we got. We'll complete it. Review. Oh, Volanta says we got a negative 99. I'll take it. I will take it. Alright, so we'll close you out. And let's get disconnected from VATSIM. We'll disconnect there. Alright, cool, gents. I'm gonna just go ahead and get my lights and stuff back on, and we'll go. We'll go back. We'll just do ground, and we'll get the switches on as well. And let's run the replay.
Airspeed loss.
Alright, so it is starting us on the go around. So we'll watch the go around here. And we'll watch the go around here, and then we will come in for the butters. And let's get us some tunes going. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna hit the head right quick. The beer is working, and then we can. I just got a WASM crash. So I don't know what's gonna. I see my screens are red here. Look, show you guys on the screen before I touch anything. See that? Those are my PFD and my NDs. So hopefully, yeah, we definitely got a WASM crash. Hopefully it doesn't matter for the replay. Yeah, I don't think it matters for the replay because we don't have to interact with the aircraft other than the replay. So we're good. I'm glad it happened there. And then now GSX pops up. So yeah, something was going on. We had a WASM failure or something. But replay's still going. Let me hit the head right quick. Aliza, welcome aboard. Right back. Going to the restroom right quick. 30 seconds, guys. back, gents. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's do this. Let's take it back one more time. Let's watch it from here. This is the first landing on the planned touch and go. Problem was we had auto brakes engaged, so we kind of slowed down more than we should have. Not bad, not bad. I think with the WASM crash, the gear's not reacting. Yeah, we are definitely WASM'd out. All right, let's fast forward. Coming across Kansas City. Let's fast forward to the actual money. To the actual money shot, man. Yeah, that thing was absolutely money. Right there in the aim point. Couldn't have asked for a better. Spoilers aren't reacting either. Couldn't ask for a better couldn't have asked for a better freaking approach. I mean, look at that. Right there in the aim point. Pretty much own the numbers is what we call it. Right in it. Look at that. Center line. I don't know what this fugly terrain is. Incompatible got daggone photogrammetry. Oh, look at that. Butters, baby. All right, let's see. Let's go to, let's see if we got a tower view, what the tower view's hitting on. What my dog's out there tripping off All right, let's see what this view is hitting on. Come on, gear. What my gear doing? Oh, it just spawned in. Man, look at that, guys. Absolutely freaking money shot. Let's see. Runway. Do we have a runway view? Yeah, nearest runway. All right, here we go. Let's see, can we move this camera? Yes. All right, this is our centerline honesty shot here. All right, here we go. See what we looking like on the. Why is this thing zooming so daggone slow? Look at that, man. Straight. That's probably. I ain't even talking about the landing rate. I'm just talking about procedurally. Where you want to be landing at and touching down at on the runway. That's probably one of my best landings. Smack dab in the aim point. On center line, like that's better than the landing rate any day. Any day. Okay, let's go cinematic camera. That is better than landing rate any day. Look at that. Alright, we'll run one from here. Then we'll get set up for our side of the runway. One that we love so much. Could not have asked for a better approach and landing. Could not have. All right, let's see. We'll go boom, boom, boom. All right, let's take it back. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go drone. Drone cam is what we want. All right, guys, we'll watch it from here. Appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with us tonight. As we kick off our countdown to FS Expo. Again, it's been a blast. This has been week 10 of our NASCAR Cup Series VIP Corporate Transport. Catch us again later this weekend. We'll do something tomorrow, and we'll do something earlier in the week next week. But with that said, I've been your boy Leo, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, do something you're passionate about. Salute to you, and we'll see you on the next one, gents. Peace. There's a tower view. Tower view coming right up. It's not trying to spawn my daggone gear in. All right, guys, catch you on the next one. Appreciate you for stopping by, hanging out with us on this Saturday night. Take care of yourselves, fly some planes, do something you're passionate about. See you on the next one.